Caseworkers, they have clinicians that go around in the cars that ride around with officers. We had all of that before any of this stuff started. Do you realize that?
No, I believe that, but
well, we have District 6 in itself has 4 clinicians that ride around with the officers, and we have a caseworker that's assigned. So anybody that needs services or needs assistance, here's a program. For instance, if you're from another state, say you're from Kansas and you have relatives there and you want to get back to Kansas, they'll get you back to Kansas.
Oh yeah, that exists. Get the fucking poor people out of the state and make them somebody else's
They will
problem.
not send you unless you have a place to go. So what they do is they contact your connection in Kansas, and they won't send you there unless they can get in contact with them and you're accepting of them having to come with you. We're not just shipping them out. You have to have somebody on the other end, otherwise we're not sending you.
I'm sure those conditions are pretty lax.
But you can't judge if somebody has a home for somebody in another area. You can't say it's lax. They're trying to help them out. You can't dictate the conditions that they're going to, that they want to live in.
No, but the point is to provide them housing and alleviate the whole problem.
So what part of your income are you going to give to them for housing?
I am going to go to Jeff Bezos's house, and I'm going to take it from him.
Why would you? Why? In what world does that work? So I can come to your house and take your house from you and your home from you?
No, because
then why is it okay for you to go to somebody else's house and take theirs?
It's not just somebody else. It's the richest man in the world.
So he did what he needed to, and his family did what he needed to succeed.
No, he got a different approach and a different benefit, which was to get money from his wealthy parents and get unlimited funds from a bank.
So his parents made money back in the day.
Yeah.
So okay, so you have kids now, right?
So inherited wealth, and he deserves a
yeah. So if you have kids now, should they start off with 0 and not have anything?
They should start off with a safety net that allows them to achieve what they want to achieve.
And then, so if they start to succeed in life and they start doing better and better and better, and they become rich, somebody should go in and take their stuff from them.
There should be a limit to how wealthy you can be. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a failure of society. Because it's
not a failure. Why do you think everybody wants to come to the United States?
Because you bomb the shit out of everybody else's country.
No, because people come
and you
here,
organize coups with the CIA in everybody else's country.
People come here because they can actually come here with nothing and actually make a life for themselves and do better for themselves, and then their kids don't have to scrounge. They don't have to suffer. When you go to the grocery store here, there's everything on the shelves, right? You go to a third world country, you may or may not get what you want that day.
Third world countries are capitalist. So most other countries that are developed,
no, third world countries are usually like socialism.
No, they're not.
Yeah, socialist
That's
stuff.
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
No, it's not.
Africa's not a socialist continent.
What about Venezuela? What happened to that country?
So Venezuela relied on its oil revenues to finance its public programs, and when basically OPEC and the US have some sort of agreement where they're comfortable keeping oil prices low for an extended period of time. OPEC is a monopoly on oil for a major.
So you're saying then the Middle East then is going to start to suffer now because the U.S. is
I mean they've had unlimited funds, right?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, but they have oil, and eventually nobody's going to buy it from them.
Well, a majority of oil is bought from them, so
Not
they
anymore.
have a customer.
Not anymore. We don't buy it from them anymore.
America was always kind of a net exporter. I think that was something under Bush, but no,
since
Venezuela
Trump, we're energy independent.
I think that was under Obama.
No, it wasn't actually.
But
that's wrong.
Anything that's happened under Trump has been pretty much a coincidence.
No, why do we say that? He's been in office for 4 years.
He's a fucking clown. He
Why?
fucks everything up.
Why?
He can't manage his way out of a paper bag.
How does he manage?
Every business he's started, he's bankrupted.
Give me one example in the last 4 years.
He can't start a business when he's a.
Give me an example in the last 4 years. What he's done to hurt the country.
He gave a $2 trillion tax cut to the wealthiest people.
Yeah, so what did that do?
Absolutely jack fucking shit. It
No,
spiked.
it didn't.
It spiked the stock market.
No, it spiked the stock market. People were more people were more willing to hire people. The black community has never had a lower unemployment rate in history. Not even under Obama.
Except right now, of course.
Not even under Obama. So you got to look at the statistics. You can't just make stuff up.
I've got an economics degree. I'm not making stuff up about I know that Donald Trump ran a casino into the ground, and
Yeah, he did, back in the
multiple
day.
of them.
But
the only money he's ever had, he inherited from his dad in real estate. His dad was a slumlord.
The bad choices that you've made, or the mistakes that you've made in your past, does that
You voted for him because...
Does that mean who you are today?
You voted for him because you thought he would manage the country well, when he's managed nothing well his whole life.
Why not? Why do you say that?
He inherited all his wealth and he's pissed it away.
Why hasn't he managed the country well?
Because the country's been in fucking shambles.
No, it hasn't. For who?
Pretty much for everyone.
No, it hasn't. Why do you say that? You gotta give me some kind of proof, some kind of statistics.
You're sweeping a tent fucking city.
This was here before him.
You saying this was here 4 years ago? I can tell you this was showed up a year and a half ago.
The homeless people were here before this.
This showed up in about October of 2019.
No, okay, so the pandemic, when the pandemic hit, all the other cities were sending people to Colorado. Our homeless population increased like by 3,000 people because they were shipping them here because we had more services for them. That's why this looks the way it does today. Other cities and other states were shipping their homeless people to Colorado. Do you realize that?
So, but you have to ask why they're doing that, right? And
because
you're saying
we have
because you have services.
Their cities aren't paying for the stuff that we are.
But they're still homeless.
They
right?
are homeless, but what? Okay, I could have very easily been homeless myself. So could have you. What do you work?
Yeah.
You have a job, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why aren't you homeless?
Because I'm self-employed and I don't have a boss exploiting my labor.
Well, I used to be self-employed as well. Okay. But you made choices to work.
Yeah, but I do something that's fulfilling.
Okay, so why can't any of these people do something that's fulfilling?
Because they don't have the service. They don't have education.
They don't have the desire to do it.
Oh, they're lazy bums. That's why they're homeless and poor.
Go talk to a lot of. I'm not saying they're lazy bums.
I
but
talk to a lot of them.
If you talk, I actually talk to them. Okay, if you go and talk to a lot of them, like one guy, it was probably a month ago I was talking to. I'm like, man, you look healthy. You look like you could go, better yourself so you're not homeless. I go, do you like being homeless? No, I hate being homeless. I go, well then why don't you go do something? He goes, cause I have an addiction problem. I like my meth more than I like to work.
And the solution is to provide him services that will deal with his drug problem.
See, but he doesn't want to give up his drug problem. That's what you don't understand. You can't force somebody to give up their problem. I have a little, and I know from personal experience, I have a little sister. She spent 23 years in prison, okay? She did not want to give up her drug problem, so she kept going back to prison. Now,
thus proving prison isn't a deterrent.
It isn't a deterrent. It's a failed system. I agree with you 100%. Prison doesn't set you up for anything but failure, okay?
Okay.
But defunding the police and doing what you're doing, that's not a solution. Give me a solution. Give me something that...
Tax the rich and give poor people housing.
That's never worked in history.
It has worked every single time. No, it hasn't.
You said you're a finance major, right?
Yeah.
That's never worked in history where you tax the rich. Right now, okay, so what percentage of the taxes do the rich pay? What percentage?
Next to jack fucking shit. Amazon paid zero in taxes.
In this country, the rich make up about 17% of the total income of this country. They pay about 43% of the taxes. Look it up.
Yeah, proportionally that might be true because the more wealthier you are, the more your taxes are. Okay, but as a proportion of their income. Tax them more?
So why should they pay? If it was, say we had a flat sales tax, where when you purchase something you pay taxes, right? So
because it's the only way to pass that tax burden on to absolutely everyone in the community.
Yeah, and that's the way.
Sales tax.
So if you make $5, then why shouldn't you pay taxes on $5? Why should somebody pay a higher rate than you? Because
they make more money.
That doesn't make sense. You gotta be realistic about stuff. That does not make sense.
So if I pay $1,000 in taxes, then Jeff Bezos should pay $1,000 in taxes.
No, it should be relative. The percentage to the. So if you make $1,000 in income, then you should pay, say, 1% of your income.
Okay.
Right? So if he makes $10,000, he should pay taxes
on 1%
on
of his income.
The same. He's paying more, but he's paying the same amount that you are.
Yeah, and the way that happens, it's obviously what I'm advocating for is more financial security for the lowest earners, and Jeff Bezos having a difference in tax burden doesn't affect his financial security, him being a billionaire.
Okay, but that's your opinion though. So when does stuff become fair in life? So if you became a billionaire, you'd be okay with giving more money.
Yeah, I'd be absolutely okay with being taxed out my asshole.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
You wouldn't.
I would.
You know why? Because you wouldn't get to that point if you didn't care about your money.
Yeah, so that's true. You wouldn't get to that point, and the way that Jeff Bezos got to that point was not giving a shit about anyone except himself.
And that's the way most people.
And that's a moral failure of society.
That's the way most people are. But do you think any of these people out here care more about anybody else than themselves?
They don't have an option.
Yeah,
if they don't look after themselves, they'll die.
So you equate it to money, okay? So what if it's just I'm gonna take this sandwich from you, and I don't care if you eat tonight.
That's clearly an issue of resources.
But no, it's not. But that's the way these people are. You know? Did you realize there was a homicide over here?
Yeah, I was aware that something had happened.
Yeah, somebody got murdered in their tent.
Yeah, and
so that's another reason why
people get murdered every day all over this city. I know, but
that's another reason why this isn't okay.
People get murdered all over this city every day, and you don't kick apart. You know, if somebody gets killed in that apartment building, you're not going to fucking evict the apartment building, are you? No. So it's not. It's the same thing over there.
What about all the dirt and the needles that are
so every time people provide, and that is the one thing that they've said, and even Denver Homeless Out Loud, an organization out here, has provided porta potties. The city come and take them, and it's happened every time. The trash service isn't regular. There aren't any cleaning supplies. They don't pay for trash services. Okay, so you guys want them to have everything for free. Why is that okay? You know, I lived in the UK. I didn't call Western Disposal and pay a monthly fee for trash services. I paid a council tax, and the trash was provided to me.
Why aren't you there? Why are you in the United States now?
Because I like the nature here.
Okay, well, the United States does things different than the UK, so you can't compare us to that.
The United States fucks up the world.
So then why are you here?
All over the place. Because this is the head of the snake, and I'm here to cut that head off.
If you don't like the way that life is here, then you should probably move back to the UK.